the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning this season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
You can hear the roar here at the United Center. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new show.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
Season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. LeBron and Love are the top of that jam. I mean, just beautiful.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Here's Rose, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Here's Butler, and the rejection by Smith. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Now here's Rose. There's the pick. Feeds it to Butler. Here's Gasol. Can't get it to go. Smith with the defensive effort. Inside, here's LeBron. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. James has got his first basket of the night.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Good on the shot.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Cavaliers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Outside Irving. Thompson sets the pick for Irving to the inside. 6 to shoot. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. James outside. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Love, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Love's got his first bucket in this one. The Bulls have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
I asked him if there was an X factor in this game, a player they couldn't forget about, and he said it would have to be Tristan Thompson, the power forward out of Texas. He said Thompson is still developing from a skill standpoint, but his motor is really off the charts. You always have to find him and get a body on him when the shot goes up, because the guy never takes a play off. Guys, they've been forewarned. We'll see if they take it to heart.
Thanks, Doris. And so Gasol nails them both. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
Now here's LeBron, down to 5 on the shot clock. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Chicago trailing here. Outside Butler. Passes it to Gasol. Over in the corner, Rose. Shot clock at 6. The pass to Butler. Puts it up from 12. No good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
That's good from McDermott on the assist by Rose. And that ties it up.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Irving against Rose. Irving passes to Love. And another miss by Cleveland.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
Now LeBron, after Jimmy Butler missed from long range. The drive by LeBron. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
Rose dishes to Butler. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Butler's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
James against Butler. Pass to Smith. He feeds it to Fry. Wallace with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Irving against Rose. Gibson with the screen on Irving. And the wide open shot from Rose. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Well, they gave him some room, and he just stepped back and nailed the wide open jumper.
Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level. And now in the pros.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
And Cleveland making a change here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Love. Jefferson comes in for LeBron. Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Rose. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And, you know, back to D. Rose. He grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. Now, here is Irving. And that one's good.
Sounds good. Hit. Shooting 1.
And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
James outside, the screen from Thompson. And it's James missing.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. And it's Butler missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
LeBron against Rose. Thompson outside from deep three-point range. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. Here's Butler. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 8 points for Jimmy Butler.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bears that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
Here's Rose. The Cavaliers making the shot. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Kyrie Irving may be the best ball handler in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. He is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
And arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the game.
Agreed. And Cleveland making a change here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Dellavedova. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Pass to James. There's the three. Shot is off. Some solid defense from Butler.
And, you know, Kyrie Irving really ambidextrous as a ball handler because you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher, too. He's so creative and crafty. Terrific at the rim with both hands.
And so here's Cleveland. The Bulls getting the bucket. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The Bulls leading by 3.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
James. Great D that time from Gibson.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
The feed to McDermott. From outside, off the mark. The Cavaliers trail by 3. The drive by James.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great already. I mean, the numbers are there, the multiple championships. Some already calling him the best small forward to ever play the game.
Chicago making some changes. Noah comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Rose. Good on both. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first. Moore outside. Shoots from the elbow. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And you just look at LeBron, Clark, in a historical context. Last season, he became the first player since Bill Russell and his Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals 5 consecutive years.
Boy, I tell you what, this says even more about LeBron, that whenever he leaves a team, they miss the playoffs. No matter what team he's on, they're favorites to win their conference.
Now Moore, after LeBron's three-pointer that didn't go. And Gasol gets it to go.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
LeBron outside. Takes the three. And that one's good. James has got 9 points. It's all tied in Chicago. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. A chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him, nothing rattles him.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Chicago right now, we've got Mirotic. Noah is out there with Portis. Then there's Etuan Moore, and it's Butler in at the 2.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they need.
That one's rebounded by Dellavedova. The Cavaliers trail by 4. And Jefferson, here we go. That's tipped. In transition, here come the Bulls. Passes it to Portis. Butler kicks to Mirotic. Noah with a screen on Mozgov. 5 to shoot. Here's Moore. And Shumpert pulls it down.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
Jefferson attacking, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season. Led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
Derrick Rose is checked in for the Bulls.
Pedal to the metal right now, really pushing it.
And 3 of their last 5 makes here coming in transition.
Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
Now, here's Butler. He's got 12. Noah with a screen on Shumpert. Butler passes to Noah. Jefferson against Mirotic, and Jefferson sends it back, and he's able to get it back.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Goes up again. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Mozgov.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And back to Mirotic last season. Per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was also a tremendous foul shooter for a rookie big and made the all-rookie first team, was second in Rookie of the Year voting. I mean, what more could you ask for?
The Bulls shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. James checked in for Jefferson. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Matthew Dellavedova. Mirotic against Irving. Here's Butler. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Here's Thompson after the Bulls pick up 2. LeBron, good.
And, you know, for Mirotic, his value extends to the defensive end as well. He did a surprisingly good job of racking up blocks and steals last season. You have to believe that if he improves his power and consistency, an all-star nod isn't so far off.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about how well they defended the rim? Not just blocking shots, but also altering them here in this first half.
And it's Rose penetrating.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Here's Mirotic. Great D that time from LeBron.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused the miss.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Here, matched up against Cleveland, is how they'll kick off the new season.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with 2 teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Smith has checked in.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
And it's about getting open looks, and they've used that shot with great effect here tonight.
Now here's Rose following the shot by Tristan Thompson. Dishes to Noah. Outside Rose. Back to Noah. Here's Portis. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Thompson with the bucket.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Irving against Rose. Butler on the wing. 16 points for him, and stolen by Irving. Inside, and the dunk by James.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket, and don't let them set up the defense.
Now, here's Butler. Back to Noah. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in this game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Chicago making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Smith outside. Thompson outside. James kicks to Irving. No good on the 3.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Now here's Noah. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Noah, the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Gasol, a picture-perfect screen play, and the jumper's good.
How about that screen by Noah?
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
McDermott's checked in for Chicago. The Cavaliers trailing.
Come on, Chicago.
Irving with the ball. 7 points in the game. And Love has it in the corner. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 5th assist in this one. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Now here's Gasol. Following the miss by J.R. Smith. Rose gets the bucket.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Smith kicks to Thompson. Gasol with the steal. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. There's the dish to Butler. Here's Gasol. Almost, but it rolls out. Cavaliers shooting 47% in the second quarter. The drive by James, and that one's good. James has got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
In transition, here come the Cavaliers.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
And stolen by Irving. And here we go. Ahead. And James throws it down.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Now here's Rose. He's got 9. He took good advantage of that screen. Rose has got 7 now in this quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
And here is LeBron. Kicks it to Irving. Clock at 6. It's all in by the Bulls. Noah's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Rose goes in. He got right to the cup using that screen. Rose has got 13.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Cavaliers lead by 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He ended up with 19 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's going to do it for now, as the second half is just about ready to get started. We'll see you later.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He's got 19 points and 4 assists. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
So on the floor for Cleveland, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Irving in at the 1.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things their way. No doubt they've been winning on the backboard.
Here's Thompson, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
Rose dishes to Gibson. Right side, Butler. Gibson setting a pick for Butler. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
Now, here is Smith looking for his first basket still in this one.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Well, for Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's 6th Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor.
It's Butler that time on the assist by Rose. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 7. Here's Love. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Looking over there at Greg, he's enjoying every second of it, Clark.
Yeah.
Listen, the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail-biter.
And so here is Chicago following the score by Cleveland.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
James kicks to Thompson. Back to James. Cleveland moving it around. Love the pass to LeBron, and it goes out of bounds. That one on Butler.
And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Irving dishes to Thompson. And it's off from three-point range. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Rose, no good. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Gibson with the steal. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And that one's good. And that's 15 points for Derrick Rose.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Now here's Irving. He's got 7. To the inside. Love. Thompson for the triple. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Gasol's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's McDermott, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on LeBron James.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. And on the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history. And Clark, you called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time. So look for him to bounce back in the years going forward. You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. There was one thing he stressed above everything else, and that was getting the ball into the low post. That is where their points can and should be coming from in his mind. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Iman Shumpert's checked in for the Cavaliers. And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him. We're talking about Channing Frye last year. The three-point shot still there for the second straight season, Greg. He hit the second most threes among power forwards again, handing it back to Kevin Love.
Yeah, and offensively fine, but that defense, Kevin, was not there. And Frye was neither quick enough or aggressive enough to stop anyone. And you know he has the talent. It's up to him. He's got to dig a little deeper if he really wants to realize his potential.
The Bulls leading by 3. Moment here now for an injury report. Now let's check in with our Doris Burke for an update on Derrick Rose. Doris?
Hello, Kevin. I spoke with the head athletic trainer for Chicago. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best. You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. His mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Now, here is Mirotic. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the lead.
And that one's good, Shumpert. For Chicago, they've gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Rose attacking. It's rebounded by Cleveland. The screen from Thompson. Irving kicks to Thompson. Outside Shumpert. On the wing, Thompson. Defended by Gibson. 5 to shoot. There's the pick. Here's Irving. And good on the basket. Book it. And it's now only a 1-point Bulls lead.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Now here's Gibson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Moore up top, headed by Shumpert. And Moore gets to Gasol. The fadeaway, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Leauge checked in for Frye. And it's LeBron in for Iman Shumpert. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Rose with the ball. No good. Great D that time from Irving. Cavaliers have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
They get it back. Outside Rose. From the arc. That doesn't go either for Rose.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
And, Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets and, as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Guys, the Bulls' defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
1:57 left in the third quarter. That is good. Rose has got 6 points in the quarter.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even their perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort. That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
James against Gibson. James outside. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and it comes off the front of the rim. Here's Smith, and he pings it home with one hand.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Moore's got his second basket.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Now, here is Irving. 11 points in the game. It's a pick by Love. Irving kicks to Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Rose. No good. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Cavaliers ahead, leading by a point. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next.
Check it out.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Cavaliers leading. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. McDermott is out there with Portis, and it's Noah in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Now here's James. A baseline J. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got his 4th rebound in this one. Feeds it to McDermott. And the layup's good off the glass. McDermott's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Bulls. The Cavaliers shooting inefficient, 53% from the field. Dellavedova kicks to Love. He dishes it to Dellavedova. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He kicks it to Smith. Chicago grabs the miss. Rose has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Portis. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Irving's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
I agree with you. I mean, and now that we're moving deeper into the 4th, it's really the point where they add a few more points to the lead, and I think they can put this thing away and consider it over.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. It's LeBron with the drive, and he gets it to go.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Smith against Butler. Noah the screen. There's the pick. Off the screen. Oh, he's going to get hit with his 2nd flagrant foul of the day, and that's the limit. He's out of the game and on his way to the locker room.
And it's a much earlier end to this game for him than he would have wanted. He brought it on himself, though, Kevin. I mean, 2 fouls that were way too forceful.
Hey, gee, the official's not cutting him any slack on the 2nd one, but that usually is the way it goes. You know, once you've crossed the line and committed the first flagrant, there's a zero-tolerance policy. We all know that when it comes to the next one. The Cavaliers making a switch here. McRae's checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
Here's Rose. Misses off the left iron. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The Cavaliers trail by 8. Here's Irving. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 13 points for Kyrie Irving.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup. And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. And there's the pass to Portis. There's a good screen. McDermott passes to Noah. Good D by Thompson. That'll go on McDermott. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Smith, no good.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Thompson. Outside Butler, pass to Portis. Butler against Smith, and they double up Butler. Off the pick, and Noah with the slam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Offensive rebound. Here's Chicago. They're on a 15-6 run. And it's Rose penetrating. Smith against Butler. And the rejection by Love. Here's Irving. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Butler against Smith. And it's Butler missing. The Cavaliers trail by 6. And a wide open look for Irving. Again, Irving missing. Pass to Portis. Shot from 12. Some solid defense there from Irving. Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Thompson with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Got a piece of it. The screen from Thompson. Clock at 4. Here's Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving. The Bulls leading by 6. In the corner, it's McDermott. Here's Portis. Drains it from 9 feet away. Balanced scoring, Clark, for them. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score. That makes it a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watching it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
You might want to cut down on that sugar intake, though, Clark. But anyway, everybody's been involved in this offense here early on, and it has a way of helping you defensively.
Here's Rose. Following the basket by Kevin Love. And here we go. Fast break. Love's got it. And J.R. Smith with the slam.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
Here's Butler. The Cavaliers making the shot. Outside Rose. Down low. Here's Portis. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Chicago making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Shumpert's checked in. Love outside. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And that's 20 points for Kevin Love.
And he had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
It's rebounded by Portis.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Now it's a 7-point Bulls lead.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Irving kicks to Shumpert. Over to the wing. From the baseline. Love, no luck. The Bulls have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Butler in the corner. There's the basket and making a double-digit lead. Butler's got 38 points.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach. Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team. And you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Yeah, you know, there's not a coach around who would be happy with the way his guys have kind of rolled over during this run.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He loved the work they were doing on the interior, saying, listen, they've got no answer for us inside, and we're not going to let them off the hook now. Keep pounding it down low.
And here's McDermott following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. Rose dishes to Gibson. That's a 2 from Butler. No luck. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Irving kicks to Smith. Fires for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And now just a 4-point Bulls lead.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
.143 left in the fourth quarter. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. Chicago grabs the miss.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
From 17 feet out. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Shumpert, and another 3 for Cleveland.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Well, they're passing to Gasol. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
On the wing, Irving. Defended by Butler. Irving dishes to Smith. 5 on the clock. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
Huge turnover there, and at a bad time, too. You have to value every possession.
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
You know, I think that's probably a smart move.
I think so, too.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Now, here is Irving.
So they're having a problem dealing with Kevin Love.
We've got 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Irving against Rose. 16 seconds left in the game. 5 to shoot. From deep. Oh, wow. Unable to get a shot off in time, and they turn it over. A very unfortunate time there to pick up a shot clock violation. Timeout called. Cleveland. They're losing by 1. Just 4 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Game time now, Kevin. Down 1. They got enough time to make a couple of passes here to find the open man. But they've got to vary the shot to win the game.
Here's Smith. Puts it up. Off the inbound. It's off. Bryant. It's good!
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Chicago calls timeout. What's your take, guys?
They barely have enough time to catch the ball and shoot it before time runs out. If they can make the shot, they win. If they miss, game over.
For the win. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
LeBron, tell us about this team's approach defensively and how you felt the team played in that aspect.
It's a tough team to guard off the bounce. They're so athletic, they're so quick, but it's a good job by all of us defensively, and it's always good to get a win on the road.
It takes all 5 guys to guard. Thank you, LeBron. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving. Let's get your opinion, Kenny.
He's their floor general, guys, and tonight he showed everyone why he's got the keys to their offense. He was dropping dimes all over the place. A grand total of 14 assists. He was always one move ahead, keeping the defenders on their heels the entire game.
Kyrie, this.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA.